Hi everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the Quantum Builder Base and we're going to explore the physical aspects of it as well as how to connect it and use it with the Quantum platform. Alright, so let's take a look at the different terminals that are on the Builder Base. As you can see here, there are 5 GPIO terminals on the left side and then 2 GPIO terminals on the right side. There's also an SDA terminal and an SCL terminal, and these terminals you'll be using for if you're trying to hook up I2C devices to the Builder Base. There's also a few ground terminals, 2 on the left, 1 on the right, and then there's also a 5-volt terminal and a 3.3-volt terminal. So now that we're familiar with all the different ports on the Builder Base, let's go ahead and power it on and see how it works with the Quantum system. So once you plug it in, you'll be able to see that there's a status light that will appear and will start flashing green. And this will just tell you if it's powered on, what it's doing with the system, and so forth. Also next to it there's a little button where you could just take a simple jumper wire, and when you poke it, it'll give it a good reset if you're having issues with it, but hopefully that's not the case. So the way the Quantum Builder Base works with the system is it communicates to your Quantum Q server hub here via Bluetooth. So you get about a 25-foot range where they can communicate with each other, and you will be connected to this guy over a web interface by its IP address, and that's how you can upload firmware and tell it to do certain actions from the hub. So now that we got this Builder Base powered on and you kind of got an understanding of the physical aspects of it, let's go over to our computer, pair it with our Quantum Q server, and go through the different actions it can perform and so forth. So now that we're on the Quantum Q server home screen, the first thing we want to do is pair our Builder Base with the server. So the first place you want to go is to the Clients tab here on the side of your home page. And then click the Unpaired tab right there. Now, as you can see, we have a couple of devices already online and that's unpaired. However, so this guy here, the one that says Q, number 02794, that's the Builder Base we just powered up. So in order to pair this device, we are going to go to Actions, click those 3 dots there, and then click Pair. All right, now that your client's paired, we can either click Setup or Close. This pop-up, we're just gonna close it, and then we're gonna click the Pair tab to the left here, and then you'll see that that Builder Base is now paired with our server. So next, let's go over the different actions you can use with the Builder Base once it's paired. So the first one we wanna do is Identify. Identify basically helps you identify the Builder Base. So when I click it, you should be able to see that the Builder Base will start flashing red and green. And I'll just do it again, just so you can see. And there we go. And that'll help us differentiate which Builder Bases are which, especially when we're using multiple Builder Bases in a project, and it can get pretty annoying. So it's pretty useful to have. All right, so next we have the Edit action. So this one's pretty nice, where you can go in and give this Builder Base a specific name. So I usually like to name it based on a specific project or a type of hardware I connected to it. For this right now, we'll just say button, why not, something simple. And then we can also give it a location. So this one, I'm in the office, I'll just say office. It'll also give you the client ID. So if you want that actual ID number, you have it right here. This guy already has a firmware file already uploaded to it. If it's a new Builder Base for you, you'll probably just see a dash, but it'll just tell you what the name of that firmware file is that you uploaded, and then also the version. So once you have that all configured, you can click Save. And then now you can see that the name has changed, the button which I gave it, the platform it's on, the location I gave it, if it's sleeping or not, the signal strength, and so forth. So back to the location thing real quick, you can actually edit the location and create your own rooms as well. All you have to do is just go up to the settings, go to location settings, and then see there's already 3 default here. Say I'm in the studio right now. I want to call this room the studio. I just type that in, click add, and there you go. You can see it right there. All I have to do is just go back to the clients tab, go to actions again, click edit, and then here you can see that the studio location is now part of the list. So we'll go ahead and just click save there, and there we go. The next action we want to look at is upload. Upload is where you can upload the firmware files you created in the firmware builder, which is here. We'll go through that in a second. Once you create a firmware there though, you can click upload here and pick the different types of firmware files that you made. So I already have a few here, which you can click. So like say joystick, whatever, or here hello world button. And then you just click upload, and then you can see it's now uploading to the builder base. And then also, if you look here, the status LED will turn off while it's doing the upload process. So that's how you know that's happening. So the other way you can upload to the builder base is you go to the firmware and then click the actions next to the firmware file that you want to upload, click upload, and then you pick the client. Since we named that client button, we would just select him and then click upload. But since it's already doing an upload, we won't do that. That's just another way to do it. All right, well, now that the firmware upload is done, you can see that the builder base status LED is back on again, flashing green. So that's good, means it's good to go. So just cancel out of that. Now we can take a look at the Make a Demo app. So this feature is pretty cool. It basically creates an app automatically based on the firmware file you already have uploaded to the builder base. So for example, I can go to apps here. You can see I have a few apps already going on, but what I can do is go back to here, click Make a Demo app, say app is created. I go here, and you can see it says control and then the firmware file name that you have uploaded or the client name. So when I go into there, you can see it creates a simple application where that button that I have connected to the builder base, which I don't right now, but in theory, and so when I go to the dashboard, I can see that switch turn when I push that button. But for now, we'll just go back to the clients. We will now take a look at the last two actions here. Unpair, of course, will make your builder base unpair with the Q server. This is if you want to like switch it to another server, or also we have a 5 builder base limit currently on our Q servers. So if you have a few other builder bases or devices you want to connect to it, you just unpair one guy and you can connect the other. And then lastly, we have the debug action. So when you click the debug action, it takes you to this inspection page, and this gives you all the information about the builder base. From here, you get the name, location, MAC address, a bunch of other things. And also one useful feature is the I2C scan. So when you have an I2C device connected to your builder base, you can scan this. It will give you an I2C address, and this is what you'll use when you're creating the firmware of an I2C device. So if I click scan right now, of course, it's not going to find anything, but because I only had a button firmware to it, but this is where you'll see the I2C address appear. And then also here, where you can see that I have the button firmware uploaded. So this will show you the list of different devices, firmware files that are listed to it. So when I click, say, the button one, it'll give me information on that. Different types, and then you have a couple other actions here. So this first button here is the read button, and this one basically just reads the current status of the hardware. So if I have, say I have the button connected to it, and then I'm holding the button down, and I click read, I'll say on, but since it's not there, it's just gonna say off. And then also there's notify for 10 seconds. And this one basically gives you the readings of the device for 10 seconds after you push this button. So it's just another way to debug problems with your hardware if it's not quite working right or not quite working the way you want it to. And that's basically it for exploring the builder base. Hope that video was helpful. And if you liked the video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.